નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી. સ્ટેન્ડર્ડ 9th, સબ્જેક્ટ સાયન્સ, chapter 30, why do we fall in? Dear students, today we discuss about the means of spread. See, how do infectious diseases spread? So you know that many microbial agents such as bacteria, protozoa, virus, and fungi, these are all, some of the agents are commonly moved from an affected person to the someone else in a variety of ways. In other words, they can be transmitted from one person to another person, or they can be communicated with one person to the another person. So such a diseases are called as communicable diseases. For example, cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis. So these are the examples of communicable diseases. See, the mode of spread: air, water, sexual contact, animals or insects. So by this ways, this will spread. See, such a disease causing microbes can spread through the air. Okay, now we see through the air. How it is, we will see that. This occurs through the little droplets. You know that whenever cough or sneezing, droplets thrown out by. So whenever you are coughing or sneezing, that droplets come into the atmosphere or fall into the atmosphere, and that infected person who is sneezes or coughs, someone standing close by can breathe. Someone standing nearby him, so that will spread to him. And suppose someone standing close by him can breathe these droplets, and the microbes get a chance to start a new infection. Okay, so such diseases spread through the air. So they are called as communicable diseases. For example, common cold, and as well I told you, pneumonia, as well as tuberculosis. These are the examples. And we all have had the experience of sitting near someone. See, everyone close sitting, we have get practice. So that is why cold and catching it ourselves. And obviously the crowded, our living conditions are more likely to such airborne diseases will spread. So another way is water. Water, how it spread, we will say disease can also be spread through the water. This occurs, you know, that human excreta or animals excreta for suffering from the infectious agents or guts, guts means intestine or alimentary canals, such as, so that will mix with the water from the infected person. So then what we'll get? We'll get a cholera, is a disease. Okay, cholera diseases will spread by people living nearby the near or using the drinking water. The cholera causing microbes will enter a healthy person through the water they drink and cause the disease in them. So such diseases are more likely to spread in the absence of safe supply. So this is why whenever the safe supply of water, if arises the problem, then these problems will be created. Now another reason is sexual contact. So physically body contact. The sexual act is one of the closest physical contact two people have with each other, and then the diseases will spread, such as syphilis or AIDS. So these are the virus disease or viral infections that are transmitted by the sexual contact from one partner to the other partner. However, such as sexually transmitted diseases are not spread by the physical contact will not be. So these diseases will not pass through by the physical knot, such as handshaking, lungs, or sports, wrestling. So in this way, these diseases will not spread. And other than the sexual contact, the virus causing HIV, this HIV infection, HIV virus can also spread through the blood to blood. See, blood to blood contact with the infected people. Suppose sometimes doctors are using a syringe so there are also possibility of, yes, possible of transmitting these diseases. And from an infected mother, that pregnancy through the breastfeeding, so there also that disease is transmitting, HIV is transmitting to the child. So like this way, these infectious diseases are spreading. And another one is by animals and insects. So we live in the environment, that a lot of creatures are apart from us, and it is inevitable. So means impossible to avoid. In many diseases will be transmitted by the other animals, and these animals carry the infected agents from a sick person to the another sick persons, another host, and another person. These animals are the intermediates, so that's why they are called as vectors. So what you are saying is intermediate, that this is passing from one agent to the other. So there is a vector you are saying. And the most common vectors are flies. See how the flies are bringing the diseases. So in many species of mosquitoes here, the females need highly nutritious food. They will, from the blood, that they will suck the blood and they will breed in the warm blooded air. They will breed in the water or any stagnant water. And mosquitoes feed on the warm-blooded animals like human beings, okay, including us. And in this way, they can transfer the disease from a person to the another person. And here the figure is given here, students, just to go through it, how these diseases are spread by mosquitoes, by using the food, by indirect contact like these claws or like this, then here handshaking. So like this way, these are the ways of spreading the diseases. Okay, now we will see organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. That cells, group of cells, tissues, group of tissues, organs, group of organs, then organ system, then the organism. So this all you learned earlier. And the disease causing microbes enter through the different means. Where do they go then, and how do they enter the body? The body is that very large when compared to the microbes. Our body is so very big one. So there are many possible means or places or organ or tissues they can enter, they can go inside. Do all the microbes go to the same tissue or organ? Most obviously not. Same organ not. So different species of microbes seem to have evolved to home on different parts of the body. In part, this selection is connected to the point of entry, how they will enter, where they will enter. Suppose here given, if they enter from the lungs or from the air via through the nose, they are likely to go to the lungs. So what will happen? Airborne microbes nose through the lungs. And this is seen that bacterial causing tuberculosis. So like that tuberculosis disease will comes. If they enter through the mouth, they can stay. Gut lining means here intestine. Intestine disease like a typhoid causing bacteria. So this will be, that waterborne microbes, mouth, or gut lining means intestine through the alimentary canal. And if they enter through the mouth, you can say that gut line typhoid causing the bacteria. Or they can go to the liver, then they causes the disease like jaundice, say virus causing hepatitis, through the mouth they will enter and enter to the liver, and then the jaundice diseases will causes. But the need of now, this need not always to be the case. An infectious like HIV, that HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, that adds and also you got acquired immune deficiency of syndrome. Okay, so acquired immune deficiency syndrome and human immunodeficiency virus. So this is we are saying as HIV. This is the full form of HIV and AIDS. And that comes into the body via sexual organs. So sexual organs, it will be enters that we know that will spread to the lymph nodes all over the body. Lymphatic system will be there. Through that will enter and causing the diseases. Okay. And malaria is also causing microbes. Malaria causing microbes enter through the mosquito bite. Okay, malaria, you know that through the mosquito, enter to the liver and then to the blood cells. Thus, the virus causing Japanese encephalitis, so means brain fever, and also enter. This also causes through the mosquito bite. Okay, so then, but it goes on to infect on the brain. So through the mosquito, so like this diseases will spread. The sign and symptoms of a disease will thus depend on the tissue and organ. So the sign and symptoms will be depends upon the where they are targeted. If the lungs are the targets, then symptoms will be cough and breathlessness. And if the liver is targeted, then there will be a jaundice. If the brain is targeted, we will observe the headaches, vomiting, feels, unconsciousness. So you can imagine that what symptoms and signs of the infection will be know that target. So where they will by the target only or the target tissue or organ is, then you can guess out which microbial diseases got spread this. So in addition to this tissue specific effect of infectious disease, there will be other common effects too also. So most of these common effects depend on the fact that the body immune system, suppose the immune system is weak, then you know that an active immune system recruits many cells to the affected tissue to kill the disease causing microbes. So if our immune system is strong, then the most of the diseases will not be, or most of the what we are saying, this bacteria, this all will not able to attack them. So as a part of this, there will be a effects such as swelling. Okay, then some swelling, pain, and general effects such as fever. This when immune system is weak, then the diseases will come. So you know that in some cases the tissue specific of the infections lead to the very general seeming effects. For example, in the HIV infection will be there. The virus goes to the immune system and damage the functions. Okay, thus many of the effects of HIV is because the body can no longer fight of this. So whenever this HIV and this all comes, then the body immune system become weaker. So then any small disease, even the small cold, or can become a pneumonia. Similarly, minor gut urinary sort of intestine infection will be there. That can produce the major diarrhea with blood loss. Ultimately, if it is this other infection that kill the people suffering from the HIV. So that is why whenever HIV and this all AIDS and this all comes, when the small disease also become a major disease. So dear students, that's why it is all important to remember that severity of the disease manifestation showing depend on the number of the microbes in the body, how much they entered in the number of microbes. If the number of microbes is very small, the disease manifestation will be minor or unnoticed also. But if the number of microbes is large, the disease can be severe, enough to be life-threatening also. The immune system is a major microbes. The immune system is a major factor that determines the number of the microbes surviving in our body. Okay, so these are the ways the diseases will spread, and organ tissues or special tissue specific. So this all, that is why we have to take care about this all. So then we'll learn in the next video the principle of treatment and principle of prevention. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you for joining us.